Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I'm Kaden. I'll be your host today. Alright y'all, so this is the last video of 2024, which is insane. Like, I can't believe we have only a day left of 2024. That's crazy. But anyway, y'all, this was actually not supposed to be the last video, but I'm a lazy bitch, so no, it's just that week in between, like, Christmas and New Year's fucked me up a little bit, so yeah. But anyway, we are going, as our last video, 2024, I will be telling you all about the worst books that I read this year, and girl, like, buckle up, because I'm going to be ranting. When I hate a book, I hate that shit. And especially the books on this list, I have so many things to talk about for each book. Each one might be a 5-minute rant. This video might be like an hour long, but anyway, we'll see. So let's just get into it, y'all, because it's actually quite a short list. It's only 8 books. But yeah, let me get into it. So I have ranked them from least to most horrible. I don't know if that made sense, but like, we're starting off less bad and then getting to the worst book. Okay, so the first book is The Coworker by Frida McFadden. I read this in November and I gave it a 2.5 stars, which is not that bad, but we'll get to the rating when we get to it. Anyway, I really don't know why I picked this up. I'm gonna start off with that, because I did go into this already not fucking with Frida McFadden all that much. Because first of all, her writing style, I listened to an audiobook of one of her other books, and I was like, oh, this writing style is giving Colleen Hoover. It's giving literally nothing, no depth, no nuance, no depth, no emotional or actual intelligence, nothing. So yeah, and also, I just don't fuck with Frida McFadden as a person, which makes me feel really bad that that this is not the only. I also own one of her other books, and I feel shitty about that because I don't know why I bought them. This bitch, she allegedly, her most popular book, The Housemaid, is an alleged copy of The Last Miss Parish by Liv Constantine, who is a much smaller author, and it's just, she's a shitty person. I don't fuck with her. But anyway, I really don't know why. Well, I know I picked it up because I bought it, but I don't know why I bought it. Anyway, yeah. So I don't fuck with her. But I was like, I guess just fuck it. I have the book. I'll read it. And basically, it's this thriller about this woman named Natalie. She comes into work at her nondescript job, or like, I really don't get what the fuck her job was. I cannot understand it. But anyway, she walks up to this job. It's like an office job, and she's like, huh, my coworker Dawn isn't here. That's weird. That's suspicious. She's always on time, and like a bunch of other stuff. So she goes to check out Dawn's house, and Dawn, it looks like, was kidnapped. By the way, skip to the next book. If you don't want spoilers for this, I can't talk about it without giving spoilers, unfortunately. Like, there's so much that I have to rant about that is spoilers. So just skip ahead to the next book if you don't want spoilers. But anyway, 3, 2, 1, okay. So, I clocked the plot twist halfway through. Dawn gone girled herself. It was very obvious. Yeah. And also the ending of this book pissed me off because basically Dawn and this male coworker of Natalie's, he was like the sister to this girl who Dawn was best friends with in high school. She had cerebral palsy, and Natalie and her friend in high school bullied this girl so badly she herself, which is insane. Well, not like insane. That shit happens in real life, and that's sad, and that's fucked up. What's worse is that Dawn forgives Natalie at the end, and it pisses me off. It pisses me off so much. Yeah, and also I'm pretty sure Dawn is painted out to be the villain at the end of this book, so what the fuck are we doing, guys? And on top of that, Dawn is a very autism-coded character, like, and the way that she's like treated as the villain, and like she's so like, this is a very autism coded character, and she's just fucking treated like shit by this author. I don't think it's problematic because I don't think Frida McFadden is genuinely trying to do anything harmful. I do think it's a little fucked up and a little weird to be like, yeah, this is okay to put in my book of like this really poorly, autism coded character and also the cerebral palsy thing and being forgiven, not the cerebral palsy, but like being forgiven about that whole situation. Yeah. Um, Shit pissed me off. Shit pissed me off. And also this book was boring, bland. It was giving nothing. There was nothing interesting. Main character's a bitch. I fucking knew it. I knew she was a bitch the whole time. And she's like she's blonde and pretty, and that's her only personality trait. Uh, this book is so fucking boring. Oh my god. I can't. Also, I just realized I probably should have said this before this whole rant, but this is my opinion. This is my opinion, and don't get pissed at me for my opinion, okay? I am willing to have a productive conversation if you want about like the books and how I talk about them. What I won't say is like, don't get pissed at me for saying my opinion. It's my opinion, okay? Sorry, I know, especially for like Frida McFadden and really popular bitches, people get pressed, but anyway. Fuck this book. Boring as shit. Nothing. It was bland. It was predictable. It was giving nothing. Now, I will say the reason I rated this 2.5 stars, first of all, as much as I'm like shitting on this book, I didn't hate it. Like, this is not a 1-starable book for me because it was a whatever thing. It was just whatever. Just like the weird things in this book made me rate it lower than a 3. Yeah. And I would rate this, or I would recommend this to people who are like trying to get back into reading, because this is a very accessible, very easy to read book. And if you like Freida McFadden because this is your way of getting back into reading, or like, you just like it because it's like nice, simple story. Like, you're not trying to read something that is like actively challenging your brain. Like, if you just need something where you're like, I need a break from the world, I'd recommend this, and it's okay if you want to read it because it's very easy to read, it's very accessible. Yeah. So I don't hate this. It's just, it fucking sucked for me a little bit, and I think it's a weird book. Yeah. Anyway. Oh, God. Next up, we have Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. Again, this is my opinion. Don't come for me, I swear to God, okay? Because this is one of the, this shit is so popular. It is ACOTAR, it's higher than ACOTAR. This is Harry Potter levels of popular. People were, lined up outside of Barnes & Noble waiting for the sequel to release. Which I don't get. I'm sorry. I don't get how people love this book so much, okay? This was, I think, the first book I read this year. Oh my god, it sucked. Okay, so it's basically about Fourth Wing, if you don't know, is about this girl named Violet. Oh my god, Violet Sorrengail in this fantasy world with dragons, and she there's 2 things you can be or something, and it's a scribe or a rider who riding the dragons. And her mom is the head of this military school, so she's you're gonna be a fucking rider, even though this bitch has a chronic illness, which, by the way, you know what, we'll get into it, but yeah. It's a romantasy it's basically an ACOTAR retelling. Bitch, people are gonna come for me saying it's an ACOTAR retelling, okay? It wants to be ACOTAR so bad, and it succeeded, unfortunately. But anyway, yeah. So I fucking hated this book. I also rated it a 2.5 stars, and again, we will get there. But yeah. First of all, what I just said is dude, this bitch had, I believe it's called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. I definitely mispronounced that. But her joints, Violet's joints are they break or dislocate. They dislocate very easily. So it's very dangerous for her to be a dragon rider. However, it is really only brought up when we need to show that she's like so weak and tiny, and like an underdog, because like she'll be doing shit where like she falls and her dragon catches her, and it's like that would hurt her if she like has this condition. So what the fuck are we doing? Yeah. And also the romance, oh my god. First of all, Zayden, the actual love interest, he wears skinny jeans. That's his personality trait. I'm sorry, he does, and he sucks. He fucking sucks. He's so bland. He's so bland, and he's like this big, tall, dark, handsome dude, and brooding, and it's enemies to lovers, and like Violet is so small and weak and fragile, and I hate it. I hate it so much. Like, this is setting the feminist movement back decades. What are we doing? Hey, what are we doing here? And also, world building sucks, and I could give a shit less about any of the characters except for one. I only gave a shit about one character, Liam, and spoiler alert, he fucking died. So I was pissed. I was pissed. I will say I did enjoy this book a little bit because one, Stockholm Syndrome. Like, this is a long ass book, and I was like, okay, I'm enjoying it a little bit. Like, there were times where I'm like, okay, this is genuinely kind of silly, kind of fun. And it wasn't even anything to do with the romance. It was like just some like, oh, okay, I would eat this up in literally any book. But yeah, anyway, shit pissed me off. Shit pissed me off. It was so flat, dull, boring. Hated it. 2.5 stars. Because, and I rated it 2.5 because again, well, not again, I did enjoy it a little bit. It just like was not for me. It's obviously popular for a reason. It's very accessible, and like I would recommend it to somebody who's trying to get into fantasy or even romantasy. Sorry, I hate romantasy just on principle because it's such a I just hate. You know what? It's a big talk that I don't want to have right now. But yeah, I just don't fuck with romantasy. So yeah. But yeah. Oh, also the the way this tried to be ACOTAR is we had a Tamlin, and that was Dale, whatever the fuck his name was, and he was like homegirl's best friend. But here's the thing, this is the hottest take ever, and listen, it's been a year since I read this, so I could be very wrong, and I would have a conversation about this, but I don't think he was wrong, because he kept trying to be like, Violet, you should go be a scribe, and she was like, no, what? But here's the thing, is because she, one, wanted to be a scribe, and then anytime he said, yeah, I'll help you, she was like, ew, no, I'm gonna be a dragon rider. Why the switch up? And also, he was like, dude, you're gonna die, because in my head, like, it makes sense because it's like she has this chronic illness that makes it harder and like really dangerous to do dragon riding, much more so than like a person without it. I I I'd be like, bitch, you should be a scribe. What the fuck? Anyway, sorry. Like, by the way, I know none of these are really cohesive reviews. It is just me ranting, and this will just be me ranting for an hour. Yeah, but yeah. Actually, I will have some, hopefully, actual reviews as we go on, but yeah. Fucking hated Fourth Wing, but it's accessible, and it's not that bad. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay, the next one is a lot shorter. It is Stuffed for Thanksgiving by India Cox, and this is a shifter romance. It is not. Let me tell you right now, it's not a shifter romance, okay? I rated this 1 star, and it's because, basically this book is about this girl who's like, I need a date for Thanksgiving. She like puts it on her dating profile, will do anything for a date for Thanksgiving, and some dude hits her up and is like, yeah, anything? And she's like, yes, please, anything. And then he comes over and he's immediately like, so we fucking right now. And she's like, I'm a virgin. And it's like, oh my god, really? We're doing this? First of all, I'm sorry, I hate the like virgin thing. I'm censoring myself because like YouTube. But yeah, I hate the virgin thing. And also, I hate that this dude immediately shows up and's like, yo, you wanna fuck? Like, no, get away from me. Anyway, they go to this dinner and he's just a dick to her and he's objectifying her the whole time. And she's super into it, of course, as she is in a romance. I fucking hate romance. Anyway, she's super into it and whatever, and then he just keeps being a dick. It's like it's not, it's probably 60 pages max. Like, that is, it's probably closer to like 20, being so for real. But like, I skimmed most of this because it was literally just him being like, yeah, be a good pet. Why are we objectifying her? And why are you doing so much? And then at the end, he's like, oh yeah, and I'm a turkey shifter. And fucking end of book. It sucked. It was 1 star. He was toxic and gross. And like, I just don't think we should be having that in romance. I really don't think that romance should be, hey, he can treat you like shit and it's hot. You know? Anyway, 1 star. Oh my god. Next up is Cold Sweat by Vera Valentine. Okay, this is a Kool-Aid Man romance. I shit you not. And here's the thing, I don't hate it because of that. I think that's a funny fucking idea. And I love Vera Valentine, okay? Usually, I read Unhinged. I actually have read that bitch twice or thrice now. I love that book. I've read Unhinged, which is her door romance, and I've read Squeak, which is her balloon animal romance, and I loved both of those. I think I gave Squeak like 4 and Unhinged 5. Like 5, it's so good. But I don't know what happened here, because basically it's a step sibling thing, and again, the Kool-Aid Man is like objectifying her. It's like, okay, their step siblings are main character in the Kool-Aid Man, and they are like, they go into the sauna in the backyard, they get trapped, and then they and like I would reread it because I do think like it was funny, like the smut was kind of funny, but like it was just so icky, the step sibling thing. I don't fuck with that. And also just like he was such a womanizer ass misogynist bitch, and I hated it. Y'all sensing a theme with the romance? Like, I fucking hate men in romance because they're so shitty and they treat the female main characters so shitty and like objectify them and are so I don't remember this fucking book very much, but like I'm pretty sure he said some really weird objectifying shit and I was like, what are we doing? This is not the Vera Valentine I know and love. And I think this is a newer release than Unhinged and stuff. Maybe not. Maybe if it's her older one, I can excuse that. But if it's newer, I'm actually gonna be so upset. Because what are we doing? I hated this, and I'm actually so upset. What made it worse is that I like Vera Valentine, so I'm just like, dude, oh my god. Why is he icky? Why is he icky? This could have been fun. There's also, I will say this, low key is kink, which is, it's weird. It's weird. I don't hate it because it's not exclusively that, and it was kind of funny, but also, hey, what? This is weird. It was weird. It was funny, but it was weird. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, now we're getting into the ones where I'm gonna have more serious review, or not serious, but like more coherent reviews. Okay, so first up is the Handyman, or not first up, but like next is the Handyman Method by Nick Cutter and Andrew F. Sullivan. This was a DNF for me, and I know that's so controversial because it's like, you shouldn't talk about, or like not talk about, but like you shouldn't rate a book you haven't finished, which is fair. However, I think it's okay to rate a book that you haven't finished if it's like problematic, and also like if like it's problematic, that's why you DNF'd it, and also like if you read far enough to like where it isn't gonna change, you know? Because I got halfway through this, maybe closer than, I think I got 3/4 of the way through this book, and I DNF'd it. This, I rated it 1 star, by the way. I don't know if I said that, but this is, it's basically like your typical haunted house. Family moves into a brand new, it's like Poltergeist. Family moves into a brand new house. Except like stuff starts getting broken, and like this dude needs to repair the house. So he looks up a YouTube channel and he gets sucked down the, and it's supposed to be like a Shining thing, I think. I don't know. Here's the thing. I think that these men watched The Shining and were like, we could write that. And they tried. And they missed the point, because tell me why the whole time this man is so misogynist. Like our main character, he is so misogynistic and such an asshole. I wish I like tabbed it or something so I could read it. But he's literally, he'll say some shit of like, yeah, I fucking hate my wife, or like women should be in the kitchen. He said some shit like that. Oh, it was like some boys don't cry, men don't show feelings shit. And I was like, okay, gross. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. And here's the thing. One, I love Nick Cutter, so this hurt on another level. And two, Nick Cutter definitely has some issues with writing women. I've read The Deep, and that is the most male-written female character in that book ever. Not the most, but like, you know, the most badass woman written by a man ever. But anyway, like, he definitely doesn't write women great, but it's not this bad. Like, the misogyny in this was so bad, I do fully believe it was the other author, and Nick Cutter was just kind of there to add some of the horror stuff. I don't know. This sucked. The misogyny was so annoying, and like the story was not really all that interesting. Like I was getting through it really quick because I had the audio, but like it was just not giving. And I'm pretty sure the son, yes, yeah, I think what made me DNF this was the son was also like starting to be a dick to his mom, and like his internal monologue was like, my mom's a bitch, and it was giving, I love my dad because he's such a masculine man, and my mom's a bitch, go make me a you know, it was giving that. And I was like, I'm not finishing this. I fucking hated it. I do want to give this another try, just because it's been so long that I can't remember how bad, like fully how much I hated this. But not happening. I'm not gonna finish it. Not gonna finish it. Yeah. So this shit sucked. Oh, that made me so mad. I'm sorry. I love Nick Cutter, and it took me until this year to pick it up or to even buy it for some reason, and then I bought it, and I'm like, fuck, I just should have ignored it. So yeah, I am excited for Nick Cutter's newest like published book, because it is him by himself again. I'm hoping. Here's hoping, man. Anyway, then we have The Slob by Aaron Beauregard. Okay, some backstory on why I read this. I, on my TikTok, have a series, more so had, I'm not really posting book stuff on TikTok anymore, where I read fucked up books so people didn't have to. And I just like reading disturbing books because I'm like, cool, I want to test my limits, whatever the fuck. I don't know. But yeah, this is the book that made me hate extreme horror fully. Like, I was already getting on that train. This pushed me, shoved me into that train, because The Slob, I think I rated it like either a star or like half a star. I think 1 star. And it's basically this woman who's a vacuum saleswoman in the 80s. She goes up to this guy's house, and he is like really disgusting and gross, and he kidnaps her and tortures her. That's the whole book. Yeah, this shit sucked. Here's the thing, is okay. there's so much wrong about this because, first of all, like he tries to give the main character some backstory by being like, oh yeah, she is intense OCD because of this and that. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And then she becomes this vacuum saleswoman, and she ignores all the red flags, the most obvious red flags that even a dumb ass bitch would be like, I need to get out of here. So he just makes this woman so stupid. And by the way, she's pregnant. She's pregnant, which is never, if you've never read extreme horror, just know if somebody is pregnant in an extreme horror book, it's not going to end up good. And it really doesn't. There's really, obviously, really fucked up, disgusting shit. Here's the thing, okay? Before anybody, because I know the extreme horror community loves to be like, oh, if you didn't like this, it's because you're a pussy and you should go read your little romance book. No, fuck you. Because there's a difference between horror and just torture porn. Okay, that's what this was. This was torture porn, okay? Because some disgusting shit happens. She escapes in the end, obviously, because there's a sequel. But at the end, she's like at a. Here's what made me hate it the most: is she's at a hospital visit. Like a while after everything happened, she's with her husband. And she literally, I don't know if she says this to the doctor or she's like, here's my reason for going. And she's like, I want to be able to please my man as soon as possible. He shouldn't have to wait because of what I went through. She was essayed. She was essayed. So, like, worse than essay. There's so much awful bodily trauma that happened to her, and it's disgusting. It's disgusting that Aaron Borgard thought that was okay to write. Thought that we would just laugh and haha and tee hee and ignore that and move on. What the fuck? That's so pissing me off. Pissed me off. I hated that so much. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Oh my god, like, I'm actually angry just because I'm like, you have the audacity to be like, oh yeah, I just want to be able to, he shouldn't have to, pissing me off. I will say, the only thing that, kept me from full-on, like, half-starring this was I was reading this at the end of an improv class, like, because that was my drama class for sophomore year, at the beginning of this year. I was just like reading it at the end of class, and he literally, or she literally called her husband, like, it was some joke about, because her husband was paralyzed in, oh, I believe the Vietnam War, but she says some crazy fucking sentence, and I don't remember what it was, and I don't want to look for it, but it was so funny. It was so funny and so out of pocket. That was literally the only funny part of this book. I fucking hated this, and I truly, truly fucking hope anybody who likes this rots. I'm sorry. I know, because there's people I subscribe to or like I follow on social media who did like this book, but if you like this book, I don't fuck with you. You're weird for that. You're weird for that. Unless you have a genuinely good reason, you're weird for that. This is so... And also, there's a prologue that I skipped because I was fucking done with this book after I read that shit. But, like, it's just super racist and homophobic at the end. I'm like, fuck you, man. Fuck you. I chuck that shit. I don't fucking like that book. Oh my god. I fucking hate. Okay. These top 3 are my absolute fucking worst. Which, by the way, we're in top 3 of the worst books. So yeah, anyway, that was the third. That fucking book. Anyway, this is the second worst book I've read this year. And it is Haunting Adeline by H.D. Carlton. Now, the slob, its content is much more disgusting, arguably. Not arguably, objectively a lot more disgusting and than H.G. Carlton, or than Haunting Adeline. However, the reason that I put this lower or like higher than The Slob is because it's so mainstream and I see so many women being like, oh my god. Yeah, this is a stalker romance about this woman who moves into her grandma's old house. It's like this big old mansion, and she starts getting stalked by this guy who is a bounty hunter of and yeah, which is supposed to make him redeemable, but it really does not. I fucking hate him. Anyway, oh my god. This shit pissed me off. This shit pissed me off. I picked it up. And I was already, okay, I did unfortunately watch some YouTube videos beforehand, so I already knew, oh my god, like, this is just essay. But I didn't even know how bad it was gonna be going in. And I go in, and some of the things that the characters say, it's appalling that so many people are like, this doesn't romanticize essay. Yes, it does. Oh my god. Because, okay, literally there are quotes of like, I had a whole list, but I can't pull it up right. Let me actually, wait, I forgot my laptop is linked. Let me see if I still have it. Okay, I still have the list from when I made my rant TikTok the second I finished this book. But here are some, like, fucking crazy quotes, okay? Or not quotes, but, like, moments that just... Okay, so Adeline saying how hot it is that her consent feels pointless. Adeline saying how she feels gross about being forced to give up her body. Or give her body up, and then Adeline saying how both Zaid and her realized that he forced himself on her, but that by the end she liked it. So she was like, oh my god, they were both like, oh yeah, he basically essayed me, but she was like, oh, but it's okay because I liked it. Like, I'm pretty sure it was phrased almost exactly verbatim in, I'm pretty sure, the man's POV, and I'm like, what? And then, hold up, Zaid admitting that he essayed her, even though that's what he's trying to prevent with his job. Like, and he keeps deluding himself by being like, oh, well, I'm not like those guys, because I'm so into her, and I feel love for her. Oh, that's, sorry, I don't know what I don't know what that noise was, but I'm so mad just fucking thinking about this. And then feeling shame, then goes on to say that it would be okay when he actually gets her consent. He's like, it's okay when she actually consents to it, we'll be like this. And I'm like, stop, please, oh my god. And then Zaid saying that she was basically asking for it by egging him on, which, not how consent works, by the way. Wait, I can't close this, I do actually need but like, that is insane. I fucking hate this book. And anybody who wants to argue and be like, it doesn't romanticize... Okay, like, The Slob, maybe I could see, potentially, I could hear out an argument for how you like that book. Even then, very little. Haunting Adeline, if you like this book, get away from me. Get away from me, you're gross, you're nasty. And oh my god, like, that's really not okay. I'm sorry, I'm not sorry, actually, fuck you. Like, if you like Haunting Adeline, and you, like, especially if you're, like, on social media talking about this book in a positive light, that is so disgusting and so harmful. Just, like, to even promote this book, it is insane, and, like, it's genuinely disturbing. And before one of y'all motherfuckers says I'm shaming, I'm not, okay? I'm not. Here's the thing, dubcon and non-con and dubcon are both different from CNC, consensual non-con, okay? Because that consensual non-con has consent beforehand, so both parties, and there's a safe word involved. This had no safe word, and this was just SA. Thank you very much. Thank you for fucking coming to my TED Talk, okay? This shit is disgusting and harmful, and I think if you like Haunting Adeline, you need to go to therapy. You need to go to therapy, and you need to get some shit worked out. It's not okay to like that book. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. It's so genuinely gross and so genuinely harmful. Sorry, low battery warning, but, like, it's such a harmful book to even, like, in any way, shape, or form, to be like, yeah, this is a good book. No. No. Okay, I do apologize for this turning into, like, a massive rant, but I also don't. I'm sorry. I, like, hate this book. But, okay. I have another dark romance here, right here. Lights Out by Navessa Allen. By Navessa Allen. Yeah, that's that. And this, I started reading this. And this is a good dark romance. This is a stalker romance as well. And you know why this is different from Haunting Adeline? And why I'm not gross and I'm not, like, weird for saying I like this book, and for why it's okay for me to say I like this book is because, while yes, this is a stalker romance, this goes over a healthier, much healthier relationship because there's consent from both parties. Especially, like, he takes into consideration the woman's consent, which is a insane thing to have to be like, see, this is why this is an okay romance and my Haunting Adeline isn't. Okay? He takes into consideration her well-being, and he shows her genuine love and affection beyond just leaving rose petals around her fucking house because he's a weirdo. He, like, did he do one weird thing? Yes, 100%, and I definitely think that was a little yikes. But still, even then, like, he does not cross the boundary and actually SA the female main character in this book. So, yeah, I'm sorry. If you like Haunting Adeline, you're a fucking bitch and you're a creep weirdo. Not a creep, but you're a weirdo. You're a weird weirdo. Anyway. Okay, rant over. Holy shit, my dog moved and it scared the shit out of me. Okay, before we get into the next book, we're gonna... deep breath. Sorry, I just get super angry talking about Haunting Adeline. Yeah, that was a lot, and I'm sorry. But yeah, anyway, okay, the worst book of the year is, I don't want to even fucking touch it, or look at it, or think about it at all. I really hate that I own this book, and I'm not even being overdramatic. And I know it sounds like it, but, like, I'm being so dead ass when I say I don't. Okay, I'm just gonna, yeah, listen, I don't endorse banning, burning, anything bad with books, but I would Fahrenheit 451 this bitch. And that is Hog by Samuel R. Delany. Now, I bought this book, like, maybe a year ago, because the only thing I'd heard about it is that it was the most fucked up book on the planet, and, like, nobody was talking about what was inside this book. No, but there was no context as to what actually happens. It's just, like, a vague description of, 11-year-old boy watches the most fucked up shit happen, and it's, like, done by this guy named Hog. And I'm like, okay, it can't be that bad. And it's worse than I could have ever thought. So basically, actually, wait, let me talk about this really quick, because this is important too. This is a classic, historically important book because it was written by a queer black man, like, published days before the Stonewall riot. So that makes this historically important. I call bullshit. I call bullshit because there is nothing about queerness in here. Or at least I couldn't find anything about queerness in here through that half of this book that I read. I DNF'd this, by the way. So fucking sue me. I'm gonna talk, because it's another thing where, like, the handyman method, I can fucking talk about this, okay? I rated this a quarter of a star. I don't even want to fucking rate this anything. I think they should be gotten rid of. But this is about an 11-year-old boy who is, like, kidnapped, at least indoctrinated into this group that is led by Hog, who is, like, he's the most disgusting person on this planet because he never showers, never wipes his ass, pisses himself in public all the fucking time, and he's just disgusting, and, like, he's gross. And it's, like, a group of men who are, like, all just racist, files like Hog is, and it's just them all committing horrible crimes onto our main character and just like a lot of other random people. Yeah, I got halfway through this, which we will get to how in a minute. But this is disgusting. This is disgusting, and I really hope this author rots in hell, because what the fuck is this? This feels like the author's sexual fantasies, okay? Mind you, like, the main character is 11. There's no fucking need for that. I don't get this. I don't get why the fuck people read this and rate it anything higher than 1 star max. Like, what the fuck is this? I can't talk in detail about what is like actually in this aside from what I've told you, which like sucks a little bit, because I hate to be one of those people who just says something is horrible and disgusting and awful without actually talking about what's inside of it. I literally can't talk about anything because it would get my ass fucking banned immediately on the fucking YouTube. Sorry, not to sound idiot, on the fucking YouTube, but like, this is disgusting shit. Okay. And this is like gonna sound so random, but like, this is also just so fucking repetitive. Which is how I made it so far, is because it is literally just horrible act, horrible act, horrible act, horrible, disgusting shit, like the worst shit you've ever read, thrown at you, like just page after page. And I just got desensitized to it, where it was just like, it's washed over me, and I could just feel my brain dying anytime I picked this up. Like, I hated it. I hated it, and then I got to a point where it's like, I don't get the fucking point in finishing it. I'm giving up. I really don't care. I give up because I wanted to be a bitch who was like, oh my god, I read the most fucked up book ever, and and I hated it because obviously, but like, I'm just like, what the fuck? And also, like, grown ass adults were not finishing this book, and I'm 17, bitch. Like, why the fuck did I think my ass would be any different? I don't know what to do with this, because I don't want to sell it, and I don't think anybody should own this. I don't think I should own this. I don't know why I do. And I don't know what the fuck to do with this book, and yeah, so I'm gonna get rid of this one way or another. This is disgusting. Yeah, that was a full-on 5-minute rant, but like, I literally can't keep my thoughts about this short. Like, this is just, like, what the fuck? And when I tell you there's not a page on this book without some kind of slur, mostly the N-word. I say that like a black man didn't write this, but still, like, or like some sexually explicit language and slurs and just horrific shit. Like, I hated this. I hated this. I don't get, like, there's nothing about queerness at all. And this is awful. This is awful. And I hope the author rots. I really do. I don't think that somebody who could write something like this could ever be a good person at all. Like, this is disgusting. I'm so oh shit. Sorry, my lamp that I have right here for lighting is like barely okay. It's like the smallest cord, because it's just like all time. I need to figure that out. But like, so that just fell. But anyway, yeah, so that is the worst books I read in 2024. Sorry to kind of get like really there at the end. Yeah. So anyway, if you like and subscribe for more bookish content. I swear to God, I'm like not reading shit like this anymore. We're good, you know. But yeah. Like and subscribe if you like bookish content. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Happy New Year. Love you. Bye.